Recording is on. Live streaming is on.
Hey everybody, happy Thursday. Office hours are open. Sorry about that. Go figure. Let's see if all right, the background is just it's backwards, right? Is it backwards for you guys? Now I have to look and see because I feel like it's backwards. So I'm gonna go and look on the group page because I do not feel like it is the right way. I keep trying to do this background thing, and I think I'm just gonna give up. I've reversed the image multiple times. Yes, it is 100% backwards. Let's see if we can change it. Does anybody care if we change it? Anyway, everybody, happy Thursday. How is everyone today? As you all know, it's Thursday, so that's Ask Me Anything Thursday. In the comments, I'm going to drop the link. And anybody who's a member, you're going to get the link to jump on live with us, to chat with us and ask your technology questions. And everybody else in Facebook land, you get to follow along, ask your questions in the comments, and we will get to them in the order they are received. And let's see, sorry about that. Here we go. There's the link, guys. And maybe, just maybe, someday, somewhere, I will figure out this background that I feel like I need, but I don't really need. Let's try it again. Let's see, did that work? I don't think so. All right, so I dropped the link for all of you VIP member people in your chat. So hop on and ask questions about tech. Anybody who is in Facebook land, feel free to ask questions in the comments and we will answer them. Remember, all things tech related, all things brand experience related, whatever kind of questions you have about growing your business from a brand experience or technology automation systems, behind the scenes. All right, let's see. Hey, does that one work? I think I did it. Did I do it? So, funny story. I have this background that you see, this purple background. I have it uploaded, like the image, uploaded into my streaming software 5 different times. Like, I've tried to rotate it, I've tried to flip it, I've tried all the things. And every time I hop on, it seems to be a little different. So, looks like right now this one works, so we're just gonna leave it for now, unless anybody thinks it's super distracting. Okay, guys, a few housekeeping things I want to throw at you. I posted the other day about something exciting that is on its way. We are going to run our live workshop again. We ran it at the beginning of the year, and it's that time again. We're going to run a free workshop on how we get, I don't know what the right words are here. Sorry, I'm struggling today, apparently. We're going to run a free workshop on how to get your 10 hours back guaranteed every week. Okay? That's the purpose of this group. That's the purpose of automated systems. That's the purpose of the way we handle brand experience and technology. And so we ran this workshop at the beginning of the year, and I think that probably what brought a bunch of you here when you first found us. And we are going to run that workshop again. So I would also obviously like to have more people other than just our original family on this workshop. So we're going to run some ads, and we're going to run posts out to the public, and hopefully it's not just going to be a private workshop, it will be public. But what I want to see if all of you would help me. I would like you to vote on something. Give me a minute. Let's see. I have put this poll out live on my different Facebook channels, and not even just Facebook, but LinkedIn and Instagram and stuff like that as well. But I would love to drop these names into this live chat group here and do a poll and understand like which one do you guys think, which intrigues you the most? Like if you saw these different names, which one would you choose? What one would spark your interest the most and say, yeah, I want to sign up and learn that? So here is what we're going to do. We're going to throw this. Here we go. I'm just putting this little poll together while we wait for people to jump on. And don't forget that while I'm doing all this, you guys feel free to ask your questions so that we can do some live training. All right, here we go. Which do you find, most intriguing? All right, so there should be a poll there. Did you see it? That's kind of interesting to work first. All right, well, I think what I'll do is I'll just post it into the comments because the poll that I just created apparently did not work unless I'm just crazy and didn't see it. So anyway, what I'm going to do is post 4 different names in the comments, and I would absolutely love it if you guys would vote and tell me your favorite. Like which one of these, if you saw them out in the world, would be most intriguing to you. So there we go. Oh, hi, Wayne. Having some technical issues on my end. Yes, that happens. We all know. Technology is only good when it works, Wayne. It's okay. You can follow along. You can also, if you're having issues getting into the live, you can drop your comments here and I can just answer them or pull up my screen and talk about whatever you need me to talk about. Yes. So there's the comment that I just left is there's 4 different names, and I would love for the feedback from my community. Which name intrigues them? Bleh. It's most intriguing. There we are. Hello. Technical difficulties. That's so fun. That's okay. I was making a joke at my own expense earlier, Wayne, because it's taken me like, I don't know, a month to figure out this whole background thing. I've uploaded this image like 12 times and I've rotated it and flopped it, and I think it's normal now. And now I'm kind of irritated by the little like floating head thing, so I'm probably just going to turn it off. Anyway, such is life. Hi, welcome.
Hello.
Feel free to, yeah, if you're having, that's fine. Just, you know, I saw that you, speaking of Wayne, I saw that you got into Slack. Okay, it looks like you got the invitation. I'm just going to say hello to you so that, hello. There you go. And Kristen and I had our weekly meeting yesterday. And so she knows that you're in Slack and have access to like the project tracker and all of that stuff. So you're good to go there. So feel free to start using that whenever you're ready. How are things?
You were just talking about dropping a poll. Did you drop it?
Yeah, but it didn't work. So I just actually put the comments. I just put the names in the comments. Like I hit the poll button and I put in the options and I hit create poll and then it disappeared. All of the information disappeared and then it went nowhere. So I don't know what that means. I don't know what I did or broke or if there's like a special thing. But Anyway, so and actually, Wayne, this is this is actually an opportunity. Obviously, if you have questions, let's do those too. But let's spend we'll give ourselves a timer. Let's spend 2 minutes talking about the last workshop because for anybody who doesn't know, that's how Wayne found us. And he originally he was part of our first workshop that we did way back in the beginning of the year. So I was just telling everybody in Facebook land that we're going to run another workshop like that, and another free workshop just to show people that roadmap to focus and like how to get 10 hours back and really the step-by-step process that we use to free up time and how we use automated systems to do that. So that's what these 4 titles are. So if you were out in Facebook land or LinkedIn or wherever you were and somebody was talking about this type of program, which one of these titles would intrigue you the most? Because we definitely want to try and not just do this for our members, because I think a lot of you either live or if you're watching back the videos after the fact are learning a lot of this stuff from us anyway or doing it with us. So this will be great to get some new people in into our group. The goal is to obviously continue to grow our group. So that's what that poll is about, just getting some feedback for those of you who have already been here and experienced the different videos and the trainings and the step-by-step stuff that we do. So that's what that is. But Wayne, you should talk about the previous and the what made you stay. I mean, because that's really what got you here and what made you stay.
Yeah. God, it's been so long ago. We've talked about so much
That's a long
stuff.
time.
I think it's the biggest things are that for one, you show us how to do things, even though that wasn't necessarily in that original training. I mean, there's been tons of stuff, using the different programs and how to create I don't want to say create a CRM, but create data tables that and then how you link it to where it'll put the people in the CRM. And oh my gosh, let's see what else. Using Slack, using Airtable just individually, using I'm trying to think of some of the other ones. I mean, I've had you look up Clodora. What was the other thing?
Yep.
You've given us the thing for finding your I don't want to say brand type, but finding your brand,
Yeah.
determining your brand. How to get time back. There you had the time tracker.
Yep.
That's important. So there's a lot of those things that as I did, I think it was a 3-day workshop last time, wasn't it?
Yeah.
3 day. And it wasn't like all day.
That was an hour each day.
Yeah. And basically it's just you go through, you listen to it, you look at the PowerPoint or the discussion for the day, and you take it back and you're like, okay, let's try to implement it. And then
we're going to use the same. We're going to use the same workbook and the same games, and the same kind of the mechanism stuff. We're going to use all that same stuff because the workbook was great. It was able the team did a really great job with that. So I definitely encourage people to jump on and even sign up just to get that. Now, obviously, if you're members, you already have it in the membership area. We put all that stuff up there. But that's actually a good question I had since I have you here live. Do you think that 3 days is too much? I mean, it was an hour a day, so I tried to make it not like too long, but I'm almost wondering do I just do like an hour or 2 hours in one day and just get it out? I almost feel like when you get past the hour mark, people start to lose attention span, right? Like it gets to be too much.
Well, I think there's a couple different ways to look at it. Looking at it from an ADHD aspect, as where I can't say that I have it. I'm sure I have something, but knowing that my son has it, in specific targeted studying, he's good for about an hour.
Yep.
So like tutoring and stuff, he's good for about an hour. So I don't know that putting it longer than that per day is important, because not that people can't focus more, but the thing is, especially when you're doing it during the day, people are going to either have to have their ear pod in and they're going to be watching it, where they can say, hey, I'm going to watch this on my lunch break for the next 3 days or next 2 days.
Absolutely.
Where,
Absolutely.
When it's beyond that lunch hour, it's like, I got to get back to work. I'm either going to have to drop out of the training and try to catch it on a review, on a recorded part later, or they're going to have to be like, I can't stick around. Would love to hear it. I'll catch more tomorrow. So I think that in that aspect, as far as the other people out there that may want to try to grab it, I think your hour a day is probably good, because it's a free training, where if they were paying for it, to the point that you're like, I've got 6 hours of stuff to do, we're going to do 3 hours each day, then they're paying for it.
Yeah.
You're there, or it'd be 2 hours each day, you would be there for that 2 hour block, and if they drop out, it's on them due to whatever's going on. But I think your hour per day is good. And I think the 3 hours isn't bad, especially if you put in 10, 15 minutes at the end to allow people to ask questions, or, text them a question.
Yep, and that's exactly it. So thank you for that, because that's perfect. That sums up exactly what we did. So we did 3 hours a day, and then at the end, and it wasn't even, it was probably 45 minutes, 30 to 45 minutes of me talking, and then the rest of the time was spent answering questions. Wayne had questions, and like Kristen was on for those 3 days. And so we had a lot of discussion about how, just back and forth discussion about how we handle this process internally. And then the real goal is, if you're out there talking to peers or friends or anybody that that is struggling with this, and just, because I think every entrepreneur struggles with time, right? Like time, not necessarily time management. And I think you can call it time management, but that's not necessarily what I think of it as. It's there not being enough time. You have 24 hours in the day, and you can either choose in your life to spend 24 hours a day working and sleep, spend 15, 16 hours a day working and sleep a little bit and then do it all over again. Or you can figure out how to use technology and make your life easier. And what I feel, and there's a lot of people out there that are saying this, but they're not actually doing it. Or there's a lot of softwares out there that proclaim to be like the all-in-one thing that is going to forever save your life. And the difference about this group is I found that is not actually the case, right? And that's kind of what we've been showing Wayne and others, is that, first of all, not every piece of software is going to work for every person. And not every, some of those all-in-one systems might work for the person that gets how to use it. But for anybody who maybe struggles with technology, that is the entire goal of helping you, and kind of holding your hand a little bit and giving you the help and letting you guys ask questions, because again, not everybody has the same questions, or they don't get stuck in the same part. Like, you're implementing these automated systems behind the scenes, and we call them marketing operations, right? Because it's more than, and I actually call them brand experience operations, because for us, we go beyond just marketing. We also go into, like Wayne was saying, like building your funnel and pipeline, right? Like how to get data from one place to another. And so that is all brand experience, your brand, your business as a whole. And the operations behind the scene, it can honestly make or break your brand, right? You can have an amazing story You could have an amazing message and you can talk all day long, but if you don't have a way to talk to your customers outside of one channel or connect the channels, I mean, it can really hurt you as you start to scale. So I like to come in at the ground level and help people. And that's what my team is really great at, is coming in at the ground level and helping you guys to set it up so that you can scale. Like the things that Wayne is putting in place right now, they're going to be able to scale with him as he grows, as he gets more members, as his community starts to grow, as his magazine starts to take off, and he's got hundreds upon thousands of subscribers. The systems that we're helping him put in place now are going to grow with him. Obviously, I'm not going to blow smoke up your ass, excuse my language, but it will eventually need to move to something bigger, better, stronger. But people are so afraid that they don't have the right system in place that they don't get started. And that's what we're trying to eliminate, is the fear of getting started because you don't know how to use technical systems or you don't know how to set it up behind the scenes. You don't have to worry about that. Like, you should, the more important part is just to get started, and then we'll help you figure out the rest. That's the whole goal. Speaking of that, how now that the magazine is out, so we're over the soapbox, guys. That's what's happening. Vote on the.
I was going to add some stuff, but go ahead with your question.
No, please go.
So definitely, because I started this process before I got into this group and before I met Megan and Kristen and all that, that if I would have known about this that before, things would be going much smoother now. There's still a fire a day to put out, there really is. And I don't know that that'll ever go away, but the thing is if I would have known some of this stuff, there would have been a couple other things that I would have done differently.
Yeah.
Sure. And a lot of the information.
We're helping reverse engineer some of that stuff. So that's the other thing too. What Wayne just said, if you're in that position, like you didn't know who I was, you didn't know we were here, you're in this group and you're watching these videos play back and you're listening going, damn, I wish I knew this 5 years ago. It's okay. I can help you. Yep. I can, just like we help Wayne. It's all right. Give me all the good, the bad, the ugly, whatever. Throw it all at us. I promise you I can reverse engineer it and help you. We can help you. We really can. It sounds weird. And I know that we're just talking about like setting it up at the beginning, so you don't have to do that. But if you're that person that has already started and you're 6 months to a year in and you're like, well, crap, now I'm like, what, I shouldn't have done it this way. That's all right. We can work with that. And that's some of the stuff that he was talking about earlier. Is just for a while you can kind of staple gun systems together, like a little bit of glue, a little bit of gum. Now, it's not, obviously, I do not recommend living like that in your business for a long, extended period of time, but it will get you over the hump until you can figure out what the next step is.
And the thing is, you guys provide, and it's not like you're providing. It's like, okay, I need $100 for this software. You can. One of the things that I use and it is getting stuff out of my email and just getting my email. Like, so the newsletters I subscribe to on LinkedIn and the emails that I get from there and stuff, I put those into files. I didn't know how to do that, and it was just, and
how much time did you save a day just doing that so that you know which emails to read and to ignore the rest?
I still got ones that come into the mailbox that I don't want there, and I've got to take time, but it saves 30-40 minutes a day, maybe more.
Unbelievable the amount of time you can save just by focusing on the right. It's not even the right emails, but if you're like me, and this is one of those ADHD tips. That was one of that he's talking about. This was the first real ADHD tip that I put out in this group, because I am somebody who absolutely loves technology, right? total squirrel brain when it comes to technology. I want to learn all the tech things. I want to see all the new shiny objects. I have to read about them. I have to click on them. I have to play with them. And I could spend hours a day doing this. Like probably, I mean, I could spend days a week just playing with technology and learning how to use it and then teaching other people how to use it, which is what we just did with Wayne and Clodora. So I was like, well, obviously I need to monetize this because this is ridiculous. Like I can't do this. So when what he's talking about is organizing, we did it for Gmail, but Wayne hopped on and he said, okay, I don't have Gmail, I'm using Microsoft. I'm like, oh, no problem, we got you. And so we pulled up his Microsoft on screen and we showed him how to set up a foldering system. And what it is I'll drop the video here so people can go back and reference it. But it's basically the idea of humans spend, like business owners or people in the business world spend, 30 minutes. You look at 35 emails an hour or something like that. Like, it's just ridiculous. So you spend like however many, I don't have the statistics off my top of my head, but it's in that video. And Kristen went back and found the statistics and we're like, no, we're not doing that. And so this video teaches you how to take all of those emails that are important to you and put them in folders. And then every day you just go read the important emails and you just pretty much ignore the rest of the crap. Now, like Wayne said, obviously there is for everything that we're teaching you, you're going to have to go in and kind of modify and update it. So like with a filtering system, you have to update the filters because you're going to sign up for new emails. You're going to sign up for new newsletters. And so you have to add new stuff. But do it once a month. Like once you have the initial kind of like baseline set up, you can then like hold off and wait. And you don't have to do, this is not stuff that you have to do daily. And so these are kind of all this insights that we want to help people. And that's what these office hours, this is what these office hours are for. So right now we spend a lot of time just kind of talking about this stuff with office hours, but the goal for these office hours, and I know Wayne has used this before, is to hop on here and say, okay, well, I tried to do that thing that you showed us on Tuesday and it didn't work. Like, what do I do now? And so we pull up your screen and we walk through through whatever we did for the week and do it step by step. One of the things I was thinking of doing, and I was going to pick your brain on this too, just because right now, for anybody who doesn't know, Wayne is our most active member. I have a few other members behind the scenes that have yet to show up for the lives. They're in there. They're in the membership area. And so I'm giving a shout out, and hey, I'm not even going to say your names because you have to come on live with Wayne and Megan, and then we're going to high five you and you're going to, but, so I'm thinking Kristen and I just talked about this yesterday. Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. It could have been Monday. I don't know. Sometimes the days all blur together. I'm thinking we should backing up. See, squirrel brain. 2 things. Anybody who wants to receive text messages for notifications, which I sometimes feel are easier to notify people of, like when we're going to go live, you should. How am I going to do that? I want to get your phone number so that we can text you, because then you'll know, like we send out a text 30 minutes before and then 10 minutes before, like we're going live, get your questions ready. It's 10 minutes to go time. So I'll I think the easiest way to do that is to just drop a form in there and have you guys fill in your phone number, and anybody who's in the system, it's just going to update your account, which I can very easily do that. And then it'll opt you into, I did ask the question when you guys signed up for the membership group if you were interested in doing that, but I'm gonna do it one more time. I'm gonna drop that in there so you guys can get really good up-to-date notifications. And then the other thing that we're gonna start doing is weekly. The goal is weekly to send out an email every Monday, 9 a.m., 10 a.m.-ish, and it will be, here's what's coming for the week. And it will have the links it'll be an overview of what's coming for the week. It'll have the link to the newsletter, and what the newsletter topic is for Tuesday. And then it'll have the link to the Tuesday go live that we do about the newsletter topic and the training that goes along with that, the live training. So for anybody who doesn't know, we send out a newsletter every Tuesday. And then Tuesday at noon, we do this live training about the newsletter that we sent out. So we give you 4 actionable tips, teaching you something that you can use right now in your business. And then Tuesday we go live and we literally walk you through and talk about and kind of go through it step by step live. And if you're a member, then you get to jump on just like this. You get to ask questions and do it all live with us. And then it would have anything else, obviously, that's coming up. So all the links would come out in one single email of what's coming up for the week every Monday. Does that sound like something that would be helpful to people, or is that just another email and more annoying? Now, Wayne, I know he subscribes to the text messages, so he's
yeah.
good.
I mean, the big thing is just send them an email and say, this is a one-time email, just to see if you want to receive the text message. If so, here's the opt-in button, and then it sends you to the
that we're going to do this afternoon. Well,
and then as far as the other email, I would say that's going to be hit or miss, because I mean I know just from doing this that at Tuesdays at 1,
right?
If I can get same just like today.
Yeah.
I 10 till I was like, okay, let me pull up Facebook and wait for the stuff to come across. And if I'm too busy, then I'm just like, oh, sorry, I'll catch it on a rerun. So,
because I'm thinking, and the other option would be to send it at the end of the month, one email a month at the end of the month that recaps everything we talked about for the whole month, and that would be more for. So, just to be fair, everybody out in Facebook land, this is more for you guys than it is for someone like Wayne and the other members, because they know we're consistency. Yes, I know I was 4 minutes late today. That kind of happens. Sorry. But I'm consistently here at noon on Tuesdays and noon on Thursdays. Like, those are my days, even if I'm not home, even if I'm visiting my parents, even if I'm in a coffee shop, I'm consistently here Tuesdays and Thursdays. I'm going to be here at noon. But I thought it might be nice to give you guys like a recap of like what we did for the month. And I wasn't sure if it would be better to send it out weekly so that you know what's coming, so you have them all and you can click through. Or is it better to send it out at the end of the month and say, here's the recap of everything that we did, and you'll have the links to the Facebook videos for them to go back? Because members like Wayne and crew, they're getting all of that stuff in their membership area, which I think I'm behind and I need to upload those videos. But they're getting all of anything that we talk about, anything that we show, any templates, and everything and anything gets put up into the membership area for them. So it's probably not necessarily useful to you to get either one of those emails, I don't think, because you're getting the text. But
I mean, I think the email kind of summarizing things is a good idea.
Better than the weekly one. I just think weekly emails are too much.
I guess it all depends on why you're getting them. I mean, if I was sending a new magazine out 3 times a month, then you're getting an email about the new magazine 3 times a month. The kind of briefing that next week or briefing the week to come, just kind of like we talk about when are we going to send the emails or make the cold calls or whatever Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, because Monday everybody's slammed. So if your email's coming in on Monday, it's in that. It's in that.
Get it.
Yeah.
So kind of thinking. So what I was this is a great discussion, because like I said, when Kristen and I were talking about it, we were talking about the 2 things. We were talking about doing the weekly thing, or we were talking about doing the monthly thing. And she said, you should just ask the Facebook people and see what they say. Ask Wayne in the group. I'm like, okay. Because I'm thinking the last Wednesday of every month. And then you would get the recap of, because it'll be a nice summer email, because that's the type of email you just dump into one of those filtered folders. And you go back and you'd have every newsletter for that week. Now, granted, you have all my links, so you could do all that, but it gives you all of the content that we've sent out, all of the trainings that we sent out. It's just all in one email. I feel like that is more useful, or I know that's probably going to be more useful than me giving you an email every week with the links that are, because the links are not even valid yet. They're not going to work until, anyway. Well,
I would think that doing it, I would say do it after, kind of just to that point, I would do it after the last Thursday video of the month. So either Thursday afternoon before you guys clear for the day, because you guys do 4 days,
Yep.
and or have it scheduled to go out Friday morning, because then people can look at it. Okay, all right, it's there. I can go back in and check it.
Yep.
Because usually afternoon on Friday they may be ready to get out of the office. The other thing you can do is you could do a abbreviated version of that, of this is what we handled for the week, or this is what we handled for the month, and drop it in the Facebook group without necessarily the links, but just so people see, hey, they had a training on this, and this. They had, we also had office hours on X, Y, and Z, and they're like, and that way they don't have access to it necessarily, but it's kind of a tease to get them.
Exactly. And the big thing too, this way, if I do a recap email like that, I can also do, because I do have newsletter subscribers that aren't in the group. So that's the other catch, is trying to get the newsletter subscribers to to know, like, this is what we talked about, like in other news in the group. And that'll probably just get sent out maybe at the last newsletter or something. Either that or the last newsletter of the month turns into the recap. Mm-hmm. You have a, like a pro tip at the top, so that that was my goal, is to always have that pro tip or something that they're learning, and then having something that's capturing what we just did for the last month. So good things to think about. Yeah, I really don't want to send emails on a Monday, which is exactly why, because the girls were like, oh, let's just send it Monday morning. And I was like, nope. And so I'm like, you know what? We're going to bring it to the Facebook group and have a discussion, because I'm very anti-email Monday morning, because no one's going to read it ever. I hate emails on Mondays. I don't read them. I mean, I don't think that very many people read them unless you absolutely have to.
Well, what you want, going back to the discussion we had at the beginning, is you want it to be one of the emails where it's like, that's one that I want to read because I need it,
exactly,
in this folder, and then oh, I've got one of these I got to read, and then whatever.
Exactly, and then it's less of a, it's and with your engaged audience, the people that are expecting it to come, like you were saying, like my newsletter comes on Tuesday, so you're expecting it, like then it's more of that audience that knows you're on your way. Well, very cool. How about you? How's life with the digital brief thing?
Busy. Busy.
And because for anybody who hasn't read the last episode, I keep calling it episode. I think we're just going to make a podcast. It's because I'm trying to convince Wade to make a podcast. Anyway.
No time right now.
Yeah, right. The last issue was really, really good for all you parents out there, and like anybody dealing with like school safety and kids. And it was a really, really good issue. And you can actually see it. He dropped it in the link. It was 2 videos ago, whatever it was. But you should definitely go out and sign up, because that was a really good one. Not that the others are not good. Yeah. Not that the other magazine issues are not good, but that one was there was a lot of really good information in there that stuff that we talked about that I didn't even know. When you think about all of the stuff you learn as a parent by the time your kid gets to high school, and I was reading through that issue like, oh, really? Ugh. Like craziness. So you are all signed up. You've got access to the new project tracker. You've got access to Slack, right? So we can have that communication. Very cool. What else? There was something else. Was there anything else I'm missing? I don't think so. I think you've got access to all of it now.
Yeah, I think we're all caught up on that. The biggest thing that I've got to get done today or tomorrow is to get the next work, not work order, but the next
project. Yeah.
Project.
Sure. Well, just make sure, like, if you have any issues. Again, this is you guys are getting all sorts of great nuggets for anybody who's interested in the membership. It's super freaking easy. We literally have a form. It is a URL, like it's a live web form. You fill out the form, you put in your project description, and you pick from the drop down like what kind of project it is. Like you want an email sequence built, you want a funnel built, you want a landing page built, you want us to review your copy, every kind of brand experience, marketing operations. Like, you think you can't hire a team? That is what this is all about, especially this kind of done with you membership. So we started it out as like this VIP membership, and we've revamped it and made it into a done with you membership. So one of the things that I very clearly and quickly noticed after having conversations with Wayne the first probably month, it didn't take me very long to figure out what was missing, but it took me a little bit to figure out, okay, well, how can we change this to make it better? So when Wayne was talking earlier in this conversation about if he had known this, and this earlier, he would be this much farther along, and wanting that help from the beginning, I suddenly realized having a community and sitting here and doing this is fantastic. And it's absolutely probably the most unhelpful thing ever. I can tell you all of these things, and I can talk through all of these things, and I can teach you, and I can train you, and I can pull up my screen, and we can go step by step. But guess what? At the end of this hour, you still have to go back and implement it. Which, great, but not really, right? So the done with you is that we're still doing this. You still get to come on. And this is for entrepreneurs like Wayne who are at that point where they're growing and they're moving, but they're not quite ready to hire a team. They're not, it's in this in-between stage where you have a business that is in growth mode, if you will, but it's not fearful. That's not the right word, but it is a fear. People are afraid they can't afford teams, and they're afraid they can't afford to outsource, right? So we're going to help we eliminate that. Part of this done with you membership is that you get one project a month. We do it for you. So we're taking tasks off of your plate. We're eliminating, and it's really anything behind the scenes, anything like operations, behind the scene business type of operations, marketing operations, brand operations, stuff that's like considered quote unquote busy work, but has to get done. Like he owns a magazine, right? Which means he has articles, which means you have to have a proofreader and an editor. So that could be something he does every month. He can have my copy team edit all his copy, right? Like, and that's just it. That is just an example. There's stuff like that when you think about your business, and that's what this 3-day workshop or this workshop is going to be great to also understand. Is you can understand what repetitive tasks in your business you should outsource or automate, right? So the big thing that we talk about all the time is that when you evaluate what you're working on every week and the tasks inside your business, and if they're revenue generating tasks or what you're working on, and if they should be eliminated, automated, or outsourced, right? Like those are the three things. When you talk about all the tasks that you're doing, and if you're really looking to, so this is just a sneak peek into a little bit of what we're going to go into at this workshop. Those are the three things, right? That's it. Those are, when you're looking to free up time, that's it. You either eliminate, automate, or outsource. Boom. I mean, there's nothing else you can really do. And so that's kind of what we show and what we strive for. But this membership was designed just for that, so that not you're getting both. You're getting the power of learning how to do all this stuff and building the business behind the scenes and building the business and putting it together. And then you're getting the power and help from our team to help you start taking tasks off your plate, which is the thing that everyone really needs, right? Like everyone could use the power of an extra person. I mean, really, when you think about it. So that's where we're at. Anyway, is it ridiculously hot where you are, Wayne? Because it's like
Today, I mean, we've had storms since about 1 o'clock in the morning. So
right now to tell you, because it's like oh well, so it's an excessive heat warming for anybody who, I'm in Wisconsin, so I'm in the Midwest. This is not like I'm in Florida, I'm not in Texas, and we have an excessive heat warning. It's 96 degrees, but it feels like 108. Cool. I'm like, this is stupid and it's gross. And that is until 7 p.m. tonight. You can hear the air conditioner, like, I don't know what the right word is. Again, my husband is an amazing person because I don't fix things at all, and I'm not good at it, and you wouldn't want me to. And so when I try to describe how, like, stuff with cars or like machines, like when I try to describe the weird noise it's making, it doesn't. So the only thing I can think of to describe is it's like chugging, like you can feel or hear the air conditioner like trying to keep up with the heat, and it's like making these weird, like chugging, almost like whirring noises. And I was trying to describe it to him about an hour ago before we jumped on here, and he's like, "What are you talking about?" And I was like, "Wait, let me hold the phone up to it." And he's like, "Just stop." He's like, "I don't know what you're talking about." So I'm much happier working with you guys and my computer and technology, because apparently I'm not good at describing sounds, malfunctioning home electronic sounds. Anyway.
got a couple questions for you. Do you want to do them over the air, or you want to jump off?
That is up to you. I will leave that up to you. Would you like that to be not in the group?
Yeah, that probably would be good.
All right, Facebook land. We are jumping off into the membership only conversation. Thank you, everybody in Facebook land. Keep an eye out for, I'm going to shoot that email off for the texting so that you guys get better notifications for these. And please vote on the names, like which name you think is better. And you'll be getting the email for the workshop. And I just don't know when we're going to do it yet. I think we're probably going to wait for my sanity and for Kristen's sanity. I'm assuming it's going to be at least a few weeks out, maybe end of September, because we want to wait for school to get started and kick our kids out the door. All right, guys, we'll see you later. Me.